Good morning. We're gonna talk about payment plans. Payment plans basically is very important step because you're gonna see there are some choices. We have actually four choices. The first one is called full payment plan, which is also on a website. And then we have a second option that is called a regular payment plan within 24 months or 2 years. Both of them are posted on the website. But as an admission counselor, we can provide another two choices, which is called flexible payment plan and also a scholarship. The flexible payment plan is a payment plan that you going to really, personalize for each candidate, the same thing for a scholarship payment plan. So let's talk about one by one so you can understand how it works. Let's First of all, we have the full payment plan. We're gonna have two types. One is gonna be a regular full payment plan, and the other one is going to have a reduction or a scholarship. Most of the time when you have a full payment plan, the students pays everything at once, meaning like they pay the registration and the balance in one installment payment. We can give it a grace of period to pay the full payment in 20 days, meaning they pay the registration now, and within the next 20 days they pay the balance. Or they could split into parts, half and half, but within 20 days. Now, the good thing about this is the full payment plan carry a bonus. It is a very nice bonus. We have for a regular full payment plan, we're gonna have a bonus of $300. If you provide a scholarship for a full payment plan, then you're gonna have a $200 bonus, which this is an extra besides the numbers of registrations that you have. Well, let's give an example so you understand how this bonus work. For example, you have a regular full payment plan in a master, meaning that they pay 5,900 plus registration 300. It's gonna be at the end 6,200, and they pay everything. So then you're gonna have a bonus of $300. Now, if you have the same master program, but in this case you provide a scholarship, which by the way the maximum amount for a scholarship in a full payment plan is 1,500. So you have 5,900 minus the scholarship 1,500 is going to be 4,400 plus the registration 300. At the end the student should pay 4,700. Then you're going to have a bonus of $200 for this type of full payment plan. Now let's talk about this chart, which you're going to use it all the time. I want you to please print this chart. I'm going to provide you some handouts so you could have it, and have it. Definitely you don't have to memorize this, okay? You need to understand how to read it and how it works, and have it next to you. Let's start for the programs. Here are all the programs: certificates, associate, degree, bachelor, master, doctorate, and postdoctorate. Here we have the registration. Okay, the only two programs where the registration is going to be different is going to be in a certificate program and also in an associate program. For a certificate, as you see, 75, and for an associate, 150. Those two programs, they don't carry a scholarship. They're the only ones that we cannot provide a scholarship. Then we're gonna have a full payment plan number one, or full payment plan basically. And here are the amounts. Like I said, you don't have to memorize this. Okay, for example, we talk about master 6,200. It's already include the registration. Okay, so it's 5,100 plus 300, 6,200 in total, including the registration. The same thing for each program. Then we have the second payment plan, which is the regular, where you pay in 2 years. For example, for a bachelor, which is the most common program, is $300 within a payment plan of 2 years. At the end, this is what they're gonna pay. For example, for a bachelor, if they pay 24 months of $300, they're gonna pay 7,500. For a master, if they pay 350 within 2 years, at the end they're gonna pay 8,700. And the same thing for a doctorate, if they pay 390 within 2 years, 9,600. Now here we have in the middle the Plan 3, which is a flexible payment plan. I'm going to give you an examples, but basically the flexible payment plan allow you to provide a different type of installments. Like here, you see in this chart, basically the registration remain $300 for a flexible payment plan. And we have a different type. For example, instead of having a payment plan of 2 years for a bachelor, we could provide a 3 years payment plan at 200, or maybe a 4 years payment plan of 150. For a master, for example, instead of paying 350 for 2 years, they could have a 3 years payment plan of 235, or even a 4 years payment plan of 175. And the good thing about the flexible payment plan is they carry a bonus as well. So let's give you an example so you could understand how actually it works. Before I let you go, this chart is very important that for a certificate, we have the $75 payment plan for 2 years. They could pay a little more in 18 months. Remember, no scholarship. And an associate program is 150, and the minimum it could be $102 or $100 within 36 months. And at the end they're gonna pay 3,700, or for an certificate 1,800, unless they pay in full, which is the full payment plan. Okay, let's talk about a summary. Okay, those are the most common programs: bachelor, master, doctorate, and also postdoctorate. But if you see, all of them at the end they carry the same registration of $300. So just keep in mind this. I would probably memorize just the total for a bachelor, master, at least to start. Like I said, the chart is going to be available for you guys, so you don't have to really memorize it. You learn it as it goes. Let's talk about the middle part, where you remember was the flexible payment plan. Well, as I told you, this flexible payment plan carries bonus, and that could be between $50 or $100. All in depends the enrollment fee that you actually charge. This flexible payment plan is not a scholarship, please. It's just a flexible payment plan. The good thing about the flexible payment plan is what I explain the students is, or the prospect is always, this flexible payment plan is going to allow you to pay in a lower installment payments based on what you could afford, and doesn't carry any interest at the end. So whenever you can, you could catch up with your payment, but at least you could start with something that is very reasonable and within your reach. So let's give you an examples. We have a flexible payment plan where the registration is $300, okay, and you have one enrollment. Basically, you're gonna have a bonus of $50. If you have one enrollment where you provide flexible payment plan and the registration remain $300, but you have 3 enrollments this week, then you're gonna have a bonus of 100 because you have 3 enrollments. You only have 1 or 2, then it's only 50. But if you have 3 enrollments, then it's gonna double the bonus. Either registration of 300 for 2 enrollments, and each enrollment actually provide you a regular registration of 300. Then you're gonna have 2 times 100 if you enroll 3 per week. This get a little complicated, I understand, but I just want you to have an idea. As your team leader, okay? But at the end of the day, the idea is that you could get a bonus between 50 to 100 if you only have one enrollment, and if you have 3 enrollments, you get 100. Now, this option, which is also available for a flexible payment plan, you could reduce the registration, okay? If they cannot pay 300, you could actually provide a flexible registration between 150 and less than 300. It cannot be less than 150 for a flex to be considered a flexible payment plan. So 150, let's say they pay you a registration of 150, then you're gonna have a bonus for that basically enrollment, or for any other enrollment more. They pay a flexible or reduced registration. Okay, remember, this is not a scholarship, it's just a flexible. Okay. Okay, another thing that you should know about the flexible payment is that you could design as per requested. You don't have to follow the chart that I provide you before. And like I said, you could even reduce the registration. You know, if they cannot pay 300, maybe they could pay 150. Well, it's okay, they could pay 150, or maybe they could pay 200 for registration. It's okay as well. Here's an example. We have a bachelor where the prospect can pay 245, which wasn't in the charge, right? So let's do a payment plan. We can reduce the registration for 150, and they could have a payment plan of 30 months within 245. So this is something, you know, customized based on what the prospect can really pay. And you don't this is something that you could actually, you know, design by yourself. You could ask your team leader, and remember, when you talk with a prospect, you have to be secure what you provide. Okay. You are the one who decide the payment plan that they could afford. If you have any doubts, you could also ask, you know, if they could afford that amount. I always ask, you know, okay, we have this payment plan. Let's say, for instance, we have a payment plan of $300 for a bachelor within 2 years. And then we also have this flexible. And then you ask, do you feel comfortable paying the $300 within the month? And they say no, then you could start, you know, customizing basically their payment plan. We're going to talk more about how to evaluate financially when we go into the scholarship, but at least now you understand how it works, those 3 first payment plans. So good luck, start calling, and I see you in the next tape for scholarships.